Why you must fail at certain goals. This may sound absurd to you, right? Thinking, well, what the fuck? Why would I set a goal if I want to fail at that goal? If you achieve every single goal in your life that you set yourself to, you're not setting goals that are high enough, that are pushing your comfort zone. Hate to say it, but if you achieve all of them 100% of the time, they're probably shit goals. Like if your goals are like, you know what, I'm gonna work out once today, once this month. It's a shit goal, man. Like if you can allow yourself to fail at your goals, you give yourself permission to fail, then you'll be going for a higher and higher and higher goal. The reason why I'm doing this video is because I made a promise to myself that if I did not achieve 900 subscribers by the beginning of April, then I was gonna make a video about it to tell everyone that I failed at my goal. And I failed at my goal. I'm at 815, something like that. 820 maybe by that time that this video is released. But guess what? This 900 subscriber goal gave me motivation to plow through and do and up my game from one video per week or one video every 2 weeks, whatever, to do 2 to 3 videos per week. Those videos are long, right? Like I think last month I released like about 4 hours of content worth it of, I really wanted to push the envelope. Why am I saying that you should fail? Well, I've never heard of anyone that was really successful that never failed their way to success. Every single person that became really successful failed their way to become successful. If you think about it, it's gonna sound harsh, but failure is the default. It is the default. It's not a bad thing. Depends how you define failure, right? Diets, about what, like 8% of people succeed at their diets and like 92% fail. Most startup businesses fail. Most people fail at their goals. If you look up the statistics on it, you'll see that most people are horrible at goals. Like 8% of people succeed at their New Year's resolution. I don't know exactly the numbers. I'm just throwing numbers right like that, but most people fail. Everyone fails. My perspective on it is that failure is a natural state of learning. Let me repeat that again. Failure is the natural state of learning. Look at a toddler crawling around your house, whatever, at kindergarten. Go to kindergarten, look at all those stupid kids crawling around, trying to learn how to walk. And they're like trying to stand up and they're falling and they're laughing, or they're crying, whatever. They're failing their way to success. And we've stigmatized failure so much, saying in our community, failure is not an option. You cannot fail. Failure is not an option, right? This is like a very popular saying in all the motivational memes or motivational quotes. What this saying is doing is that this saying is stunting our growth. It's telling ourselves that failure is not acceptable. It's telling ourselves that you have to succeed or else you die. Well, you're not gonna die if you fail. Worst case scenario, you fail. Okay, so what? Failure is not you. Failure is not permanent. Failure is just, it is what it is. What I think is, failure is an option and you don't want to take it. But if you have to take it, sure, but try not to take it. But if you have to take the failure, then just take it, whatever. It's like, sure, failure could be an option, which is why we aim for success. But if failure happens, whatever. Failure is the default way of learning. So if I fail, I've just learned. If you beat yourself up over it, and then you tell yourself you'll never do it again, then this is not the default way of learning. This is the default way of just being a piece of shit. Sorry, right? Don't beat yourself up. Be fine with it. Now you may be thinking from all the statistics I told you, like everyone fails, that it's the worst thing ever. And you think, well, this failure, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy that everyone's failing. Well, guess what? I want to tell you something. The tragedy is not in the people that have failed. The tragedy is in the people that are not even in those statistics. The people that have not even tried. That's the tragedy. The people that have not even tried to fail. They couldn't even try to succeed and they couldn't even try to fail. They just didn't even try at all. They didn't even try at all. That's the tragedy. All those people that have failed, at least they have tried. At least they have fucking tried. But the people that have not tried because they were afraid, that's the tragedy. I want you to embrace failure as a natural process of learning and getting through setbacks. That's normal. Failure is a beautiful thing. If you look at a toddler learning how to walk, that's a beautiful thing. Seeing the toddler fall and get up, he or she trying to learn, it's a beautiful thing. It shouldn't be wrestled against. It shouldn't be criticized. It should be loved. It should be appreciated. When you see a toddler walk, fall down, and then you pick him or her back up and you help him or her, well, doesn't matter, right? Like, why don't we do that with adults? Why don't we look at failure as a beautiful thing with adults or success, Because we tell ourselves, oh, well, we're too mature now. We can't fail. We're rational beings. We're intelligent. We're smart. We can't fail, right? We're strong. Oh, it's just a baby. Of course it can fail, whatever. It's just learning. As if it was some fucking alien thing learning how to walk. No, this baby was a person just like you. And this baby will grow and will continue to learn. But what if you could go back to this state of natural learning? That you can fail your way to success. You can fail your way to succeed at your diet. You can fail your way to being confident around women. You could fail your way to be successful, right? What if that was an option? Now is failure an option now? I don't know. Maybe it's not, maybe it is, but just consider this for a second. Do you have the option of just being fine with it so you can move stronger, have less resistance? And the least resistance you have, the more you can plow through. Now, the benefit of embracing failure as a natural state of learning is you become fearless. You become less judgmental of your failures and of the failures around you. You'll be able to pick yourself up back again, stronger than ever, because you don't judge failure. Don't become more attached to failure more than success or success more than failure, but just see them as two faces of the same coin. I don't want you to go to the extreme. I'm gonna fail now. I'm just gonna do this fucking failure thing because that's how I'll succeed. And then you become so identified with that failure that you just, once you reach too much success, you'll self-sabotage. That's a lot of pickup artists. They can't settle with a woman. It's going too well with a girl and then they'll self-sabotage because they want to keep in that failure spiral of keeping to learn. I want to keep the learn pickup. I want to become better at fucking more girls. And then they can never, ever appreciate the feeling of just embracing a beautiful woman. The feeling of love, the feeling of connection, because they think, oh, well, it's going too well. Fuck it. Don't take the failure mentality so extreme that you self-sabotage, because this is seeing failure as superior than success. Obviously not. Obviously not. Success, failure, put them on the same equal. Obviously, on some level, we value success more. That's why we have goals. But in practice, just value them equally. Try to value them equally. Don't see failure as the horrible thing. Don't see success as the best thing. And the other way around too, right? If you're self-sabotaging, maybe you see your failure as a virtue, like, yeah, man, I failed, and that's why I'm resilient, creating an identity out of that failure, right? I'm a failure, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm so depressed, but you know what? I keep going. And it's this self-perpetuating cycle of being sad and depressed. And that's the failure mindset, right? And it's not really helping you. So when you have this failure mindset, move to the success mindset. But as you go towards success, failure and success, put them equally. Two faces of the same coin. One comes with the next, and success comes with failure. There's two different ways to fail, right? There's the passive failure and there's the active failure. Most people, sadly, they will be stuck in the passive failure. They will fail and they'll tell themselves, oh, I'll never do this again. This failure is too painful. This is bullshit. I'm not gonna do this again. The most insidious, destructive thought you can have is, I am failure. Why? Because you're identifying with the failure. When you're failing actively, that's different because you're taking action as you're failing. trying to get on this diet, and perhaps for that 1 week you just gain a little bit by accident, and then you learn from it, and you know what, I just fell, I'm just gonna actively keep going. And that snowball effect of overcoming failure, and overcoming failure, and overcoming failure, eventually it'll just be a natural state of accelerated learning, where every single failure is a stepping stone to your success. Instead of being paralyzed by it, in case of the passive failure, you turn it into something active. So which one are you gonna choose? The common reactions with failure and why it holds us back for most of us. The main thing with failure is that most people, when they go through it, the reason why they're so affected is because they identify with the failure. They identify the failure as being part of them. They think that the failure defines them. I am a failure. They're saying to themselves this negative self-talk that fuels a negative sense of self-worth. And with no self-worth and no self-esteem, then obviously you won't have the motivation, you won't have a strong enough why, you won't have a strong enough purpose to keep going. It's just gonna weigh you down, right? Because you're not embracing your dark side. You're fighting with your dark side. If you can embrace the dark side of failure, embrace the pain that comes with it, embrace the hard process of learning, embrace the difficulties, embrace the challenges, then maybe you will be able to just take the first step. But sadly, the most common reaction is either retreat, telling yourself you'll never do it again, or is to suppress it, telling yourself that you never wanted it in the first place, right? You really like the girl. You finally approach her and tell her, hey, I really want to go out with you, you're beautiful, whatever. You tell her that, you get massively rejected, massively. And then you swear to yourself, oh, you know what? I never liked that girl. You know what, fuck it, and then you focus on all the negative things. Anyway, she's fucking stupid. Anyways, like she only likes fucking assholes and whatever, right? But that is childish. You're trying to suppress the fact that you liked her. Don't try to hide from it. Don't try to justify, oh, I didn't want it in the first place. That's what children do, right? Like they really want something, and let's say they want ice cream, and their parents don't want to give it to them, like, oh, I never wanted it anyways. Fuck you, you know? No, man. Accept it. Accept it. That's how it is. Accept failure, a part of the process of learning. In conclusion to all this, when you're setting goals, set them ambitious, unrealistic, whatever, right? You might think this is contradicting with my idea of being intensely realistic, right? But you have to set goals that are just outside your grasp, just a little bit harder than you think you can achieve. It's still realistic, but it's hard, right? It's hard to achieve. It's ambitious. It's like, holy fuck, this is some crazy goal right here. And if you have a bit of resistance to that goal, then I think that's a great sign. You're thinking, fuck, I'm not sure I can achieve this, but it's just outside my grasp. That's a good thing. That's an amazing thing. And you want to go like this. Slightly unrealistic goals that are slightly outside your grasp, and intensely realistic action. What's realistic action? This camera right here is filming me. That's realistic. I'm not lying, like it's not a unicorn filming me, it's a fucking camera. Realistic action, going to the fucking gym. I walk to the fucking gym. I'm gonna run on that treadmill. I'm not running on a fucking elephant, I'm running on a treadmill. That's realistic. But if you're saying, oh, you know what? I will be a millionaire tomorrow. Unrealistic action. How the fuck are you gonna do that, right? Positive attitude. Be fine with failing at your goals. Because through failure, you will reach that success. Positive self-assessment, positive action with an acceptance of the negative and the positive. Accept failure and success as equals and take action in accordance to that equality. Don't discriminate over more failure over success or more success over failure, but see both as the process of learning is paved with success, mini successes and mini failures. Those are like mini stepping stones, and every single step, you will reach that fucking success. Whether it's with women, with money, with fucking sex, just fucking do it. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you liked in the comments below. Suggestions, I read every single one of them and I reply to every single one of them. Even the hate comments, I reply to all the comments. If you want to hate massively on what I do, it's like, dude, what the fuck? Why are you talking about failure? Sure, hate. I love it, so I can read it and I can reply to you. I can help you. If you hated my video, please tell me what you hated about it, so then my next video, I can help you out. I can help you be better. And if you loved it, please let me know what you loved. And once I start getting 1,000 subscribers, I'll start doing little live streams. And because I have a small audience, you know, it'll be more intimate. We'll have maybe like a few people I can respond to your questions right away, and it'll be more immediate, more spontaneous, and you know, just take it as like, imagine just hanging out with me. You know, who is that John K guy behind the fucking camera? That would be amazing. Maybe I would release that as a video in the future, right? So guys, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Peace.